I have to get ready for my appointment. But God is nudging me to get this word out. This Rhema word. A prophetic word directly from him. Last night, God kept giving me the word completion. And when I asked him what he meant by it, he just kept saying it's happening now. Earlier yesterday, he had me write down Philippians 1:6, which says, he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. And as I sat and started thinking about it deeply, God gave me a vision of moths swarming a flame. And immediately after, I had another vision of a person with VR headsets on. This person was stumbling as if they was in the middle of a game. And at this point, I'm confused. So I'm like, God, what is this? He said to me, he said he's completing what he started. And it's very evident in the times we're living in now. He said his hand is moving at an all-time high. The word of the Lord is being lifted up now more than ever. So I started thinking that moth to a flame vision is his children finding his light. God said that's not what it is, because his sheep gonna hear his voice anyway. But he said because his people is being lifted up with the light of his word, not only will his children see him, but every other living entity that dwells in the dark. The flame represents his church, and the enemy is swarming around so heavily, like those moths, but only to get burned, because he will complete what he started. The enemy know this. He know his time is up. He know God is separating the wheat from the tares. You heard I said separate, just like those plagues in Egypt. His chosen will not partake in the wrath of the wicked. Then he explained the person stumbling in the VR headsets. That image represented some of his people under the spell of an illusion. The enemy is losing. As he recognized his day of the fiery pit is quickly approaching, he's gonna try to drag as many of us as he can with him. He's attacking our minds heavily because he wants us to think we're falling in a pit with him. And if you've ever worn a VR headset, falling off a cliff or ledge feels real. Before you put them headsets on, you knew you were standing on the floor. You knew you were solid and firm in God's word. But soon we put them on, our balance ain't the same no more. We feel like we're on the ledge. But God said, he don't care what you see, what the enemy show you, what the enemy tell you. It's an illusion. He said, remember, what he started will be completed. The devil is a lie. The only reason the enemy is making you put on that headset of illusion, the only reason he brought you to the ledge is because he was able to swarm you. And the only reason he was able to swarm you is because you are the light. You are the church. You are the flame he's using to spiritually burn every unclean entity outside of his will. And he said the only reason you are that flame, the vessel he's using as a part of the body, is simply because the work in you is being completed. It's because he knew you before you was born. It's because he spoke a word over you. And his word don't return to him void. God said it's being completed. Now take them headsets off, because we're not falling for no magic tricks this season. The wrath of the wicked is not your cross to bear. You are the wheat separated from the tare. Your dwelling place will no longer be a stop for death and despair. God said it's being carried to completion. Y'all be blessed.